Thank God it's Friday. It is a beautiful day in Southeast Florida today. Nice, cool 70 degrees outside. It's dry and wonderful. And today is Friday, January 6th. My name is Christopher Lazaro. I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the state of Florida. I'm also a licensed mortgage loan originator. And today we are meeting a customer in Fontainebleau, okay, which is an area just south of the city of Doral, which is a little further south of Hialeah. The customer is, it's a unique situation. He's a retired doctor who's been brought back into the industry because, in his own words, they made him an offer he couldn't refuse. He's got a beautiful home down in the Keys, but does not feel like commuting on a daily basis from the Keys. I hear traffic in Isla Mirada is murder, and he does not want to go through that. So he's going to get 1-1 or something like that for about $2,000, $2,400 a month in the Fontainebleau area, where apparently this office that he's going to be reporting to is located. So, with that said, I'm going to get to driving. I got to take, I'm on 595 right now, and we're about to merge on to 75. Yep. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. We're going to see some property in Fontainebleau and the Doral area. Cheers. Hello, my name is Christopher Lazaro, and I'm a licensed real estate broker here in the state of Florida. It is a beautiful, bright blue, sunny day outside. As you can see on the road, we're heading on I-75 down to the Fontainebleau area. Going to revisit / recap a couple of properties that I showed last week. I had started a video. I was going out with a customer who was a doctor, and we were going to look at a couple of units that he had interest in. Unfortunately, circumstances did not allow for me to record further that day and put out a video in a timely manner. I was hoping actually to have 4 videos out yet last week, and I've only gotten 2 out to date. And I've got 1 sitting on the back burner right now that I've got to put together and put out from yesterday. However, I did want to briefly record a couple of the properties, one's in Fontainebleau, the other one is in Doral. We will see which one the doctor ultimately settled on. I may be able to get into the latter. I can tell you that the first one, there was a problem. We're going to see what the problem was. But right now, we are under a contract to lease. Yay. The doctor signed it and sent it in, and they sent it back. And now he wants to have his attorney look at the lease agreement. Now, that's his right, and I don't not recommend an attorney. There is a custom addendum that came along this, and I'm not going to, make comments on it. The fact is that I do not have a law license, and so I am not allowed by law to comment or write leases for other people. Now, you as a person, whether you're a licensee or not, can do whatever you want when you're engaging directly with the landlord or the landlord's representative. If you want to rewrite something, you're welcome to do so. With that said, we are in a very competitive rental environment, especially in the sub $2,500 a month range. And I don't recommend having lawyers or, I would have a lawyer, consult me. But in my opinion, I would not allow any rewrites, because that is absolutely, in my view, going to turn into a rejection. There is no shortage of people willing to not only pay full price for a rental right now in the sub $2,500 a month range, but they are not going to go see an attorney, number one. And number two, they're absolutely not going to try to modify the lease. There's a shortage of housing, and if I were you, I would just say, I would review the agreement myself. Hey, have an attorney review it. Make sure that there's no gotcha there that's out of the ordinary or beyond, the modifies Florida statute. Sure, obviously, get a review, but don't do rewrites. It's not even worth it, because first of all, you're going to pay an attorney all sorts of money to redline a document and it's just going to get rejected. And guess what? The attorney's getting paid even if you don't get the unit. And by the way, you're also going to frustrate the hell out of your realtor because, like, you do that once, great, we're going to have a conversation with you very politely if we're smart. Second time, you know what? Find yourself another broker. I am not going to go through 10 rejections so I can try to make $700 or $800. You know, that's just not worth it. There's better ways to make money in the world, you know. So that's part of the frustration I'm having because right now I know I've always had bad experiences with attorneys. They love to redline stuff. They get paid no matter what. And even the timeline, today is Wednesday. I am being told that, oh, well, let's contact each other on Monday. And the listing agent, I told him, I said, hey, you know, this guy says he's going to talk to his attorney and get back to us on Monday. He goes, Monday? Ah. So he's balking at Monday because clearly they want to tie this up. And he knows it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get an approval in the association. This is a bit of a challenge because we want to get him in by February 1st. You know, the landlord wants to make his money. And I'm sure there's no shortage of offers. We did offer full price, but there'll be another full price offer, you know. So, you know, and not to mention the community that was selected. It's beautiful. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong. Anyways, we'll see how it works out. But, you know, yeah, we're in a challenging rental environment, especially at the lower end. You know, they're talking about lower end in terms of dollar amounts. You know, there's plenty of luxury real estate for rent right now. In fact, now's the time where if you see something listed at $6,000 or $7,000 a month, you might even want to start bidding, hey, I'll pay you $4,000 or $4,500, you know, $5,000, you know, somewhere around there. See if they take it. Because there are plenty of people that will take it right now because there is a plethora of luxury real estate available. And with that said, heading over to Fontainebleau, we're going to take a look at the first property. See you there. Okay, entering the Fontainebleau area. If you're going west from Miami Beach, you're going to get off here over on 87th Avenue, Galloway Road. Oh man, I can't get over what a beautiful day it is. You know, it really looks great out. What a gorgeous blue sky. And what is it? Looks like it's 75 degrees outside today, so not bad for mid-January, huh? Anyway, let's go around. Fontainebleau is a mostly built out area, right? It's been so for a very long time. It, you know, a lot of older neighborhoods. However, some areas have been demolished and renovated. You do have some new apartment rentals that have gone up in recent years. But still most of the buildings are, you know, from as far back as the 1970s. And we're going to be turning very, very shortly. We're going to head over to Fontainebleau Boulevard. Park Boulevard. Take a right here. Now the first stop is an older condo association, which was probably a really big project back in the day, but we just saw the Welcome to Fontainebleau sign. We are now in here, and like I said, it's a mostly condo area. That project that we're heading to, you know, it's an older community. It's got a whole lot of buildings, you know. I think they're at least halfway through the alphabet in buildings. I know we're going to see the L building at the Beach Club, which is this way. Like I said, I was just here last week. Same beautiful day, by the way. You gotta love the weather here in Miami, especially this time of year. It's just wonderful out, you know. But you can see that. You know, they're also going to be building probably not far from here. Eventually they'll sink these power lines and make better use of the land. But it's a really good community. I'm hearing, from being online that there's some good schools. I know that there's like very little crime in Fontainebleau. So it's a very safe, middle-class area. Beach club. Now, one of the things that I noted upon coming into the beach club was there's no guard at the gate, and the gate is up. So we have the A building, the B, the C, right? And this just goes all the way back. Some of the looks like this place could use some love. Some of these buildings are in some shape that they could really use some TLC. However, you can't. The area is gorgeous. I mean, right on the lake. Lush vegetation. Some paint, some minor fixings, and some new pavement would really go a long way with this community. But they have a nice recreation area, which is right over here. My daughter would spend the whole day on just that one little slide. It must be wonderful to be 3 years old. Good old days, right? Now, the community was not for the doctor. Now, when he pulled up, there was a few things that he saw that he wasn't really crazy about, and we're going to take a look at those, and we're going to see that in just a second, because this is the L building that we wanted to be at. Right? So we're just going to briefly park in somebody else's spot, and let's grab the camera and head on out. Let's do that. All right, so let's go see it real quick. As you can see, he was looking at some of the disrepair of the buildings, and he was also looking over here. You see these trailers. Obviously, there's a lot of construction. That's because the new balcony railings are being put in. As you can see, there's older railings on there, and those are the new white ones. Very pretty. But, as you can see, they're putting new railings on this building. That wasn't the real problem. The problem is we were sent to L119. Now, this is the L building. And this is the last unit on the first floor, right? So the last unit on the first floor, and you're very close to the airport, by the way, very, very close, is L118. Now, L119, I went upstairs. It doesn't exist. And the listing agent didn't pick up the phone. So he looked around, and the doctor said, "Thank you, but no thank you." And then he said, "What else you got for me?" And I said, "I got a lovely place up in Doral," which is what I told him in the first place, by the way. I said, Doc, you're really going to prefer Doral, even though your office is in Fontainebleau. I'm telling you, based on what you told me, because he did tell me a little bit about his lifestyle, living in the Keys. Obviously, he's looking for a newer area, and preferably one that has a guard at the gate or some kind of security. Well, I knew exactly where to take him, and that's where we're headed next. So let's go. Okay, so we're heading into Doral. Doral is a very nice city. A lot of nightlife and day life and restaurants. Really, truly beautiful area. Great community. Very safe area. Got your patrols out, as you can see. One of the things I like about Doral is you also have a lot of newer developments built, condos, etc. And they made these really lovely gated communities, some of which you'd like see in like the western part of Broward. Smaller, than you'd see in Weston. Weston is, they started with a huge amount of land. Doral was already somewhat built out when they started this. Now, a lot of the newer projects and a lot of the interest in Doral, you might say its renaissance / rebirth happened and occurred actually at the end of the distressed market in February 2012. Donald Trump, love him or hate him, okay, he bought the Doral golf courses. And by doing so, when he did that, property values went hyperbolic. So, well, since that time, February 2012, I know he built over the Great White Golf Course, which happened to be one of my favorites to golf on, of course. But property values have continued unabated in terms of increasing. There's been a tremendous amount of interest in the area. Schools are excellent. Heavily Latin and Hispanic communities here. And again, another very safe place to live. You could not go wrong by living in Doral, although the traffic may get on your nerves. There is a lot of traffic here. Okay, like we're coming up on 107th. You can see that there's all sorts of work and nonsense and craziness going on. I'm going to restart the camera once I get past this, and as we pull up on the community, so I can drive around the community that the doctor ultimately selected, and we can see why. Okay, see you in a bit. I'm still stuck here, and it's been like 5 minutes, but just so you can see, city of Doral, very well maintained. They just repaved this path, and you can see that this gentleman over here is literally just repainting that yellow post. It's very well maintained city, constantly, like I said, on the upgrade. One of the things I really, really do like Doral. Unfortunately, the traffic is just, it's worse than the beach, if you ask me. There's just a lot more population here. And, one of the great things about the beach, even though, yes, it does have a lot of traffic, you don't have any traffic coming from the east because that's the Atlantic Ocean, right? So you're minus a quarter, at least, of the possible, cluster that could come your way. So let's see, we're going to turn on 107th Avenue right here. And, yep, they're getting some work done. A lot of road work. Let's see, 4560. Well, I'm going to turn on the camera again when we get up there. Okay, here we go. This is the Enclave at Doral. One of the newer, beautiful places. You got a little face camera scan here. They take a look at you. Got to put in the gate code. All right, we're going to get buzzed in. There we go. Pretty area. Got tennis courts. Now the apartment he's selected is a corner unit up on the 3rd floor of one of these buildings over here, and it's lovely. I can't go in right now, but what I am going to do is walk the grounds real quick, and let's do that really quickly just so that we can take a look at what's out here. Very quiet neighborhood. Right over there is the clubhouse. You got a beautiful pool. You get sun all day long. They got a nice lake. And I was here last time in the morning. Everyone was jogging around it. They got a child's park. very serene, right? Oops, I guess I was covering that with my hand. Let's flip the camera real quick. Oh, much better, right? Big community. Anyway, he's grabbing a 1-bedroom here for about $2,300 a month. And that's the going rate. What can you do? You know? Saw a couple of units listed here that were 2 bedrooms, like $3,000 plus. Expensive. Doral has not gotten any cheaper. And we got a beautiful gym here too, right over here. Let me look inside real quick. This is just one part of the equipment room. I don't have a key to get in, but they had free weights and every machine known to mankind in there. With any luck, he'll be able to get his attorney to review it like soon, because otherwise they're just going to rent it to somebody else, contract to lease it out. You know, I mean, just to go to an attorney, let's say they said, "Oh, screw you, we don't care that we signed something with you to get into a lease." Well, what are you going to do? Spend $5,000 on an attorney to pursue it? It's just you're going to have to find another place. They're not going to sign with you, you know. So hopefully we can get this done, you know, in a timely manner. You know, I don't like rushing people ever, but the very market itself, you know, is really stressing that whole legal thing called time is of the essence. Well, definitely that is the circumstance right now, and that's what I want. You know, I hope my tenant, or I should say prospective tenant, realizes, because you know, we don't have a lot of time. You know, they want to see motion on paperwork every given second being used. Not, oh, I'll talk to my attorney in a few days and get back to you next week. That's just not going to fly, you know. And I kind of I screenshotted a message from the listing agent to the gentleman, to my prospective tenant. And hopefully, you know, he'll realize that, hey, this is not going to last, you know. Anyways, I've got an appointment up in Hialeah now, so I'm going to head there next. But Doral is beautiful. Highly recommend the city. I'll do probably a special on it sometime soon. Cheers.